Hello and welcome back, internet friends. There are two things you need to know about me. I love JRPGs, I love Musou games, I love Nep, and I never learned to count. Stick around to the end. We're starting a new tradition today. Welcome 2022. And today we are looking at, oh boy, Hyperdimension Neptunia U Action Unleashed. It's a spin-off game from the Neptunia series. If you're unfamiliar, it follows the console wars, but represented by plucky female characters. The titular Neptune and her younger sister Nepgear, they represent Sega. Noir and Uni as the Sony consoles, while twins Ram and Rom and their older sister Blanc, they represent Nintendo. And finally, the sisterless Vert is the large-breasted Xbox. Now there's a sentence I never thought I'd say. While the mainline canonical Mega Dimension games are turn-based JRPGs, Neptunia U is a Musou-style action game like Dynasty Warriors, but with destructible costumes. A fan service staple of Tamsoft, who worked on this game, but is most famous for their Senran Kagura games, of which I know nothing. The story is pretty sparse and focuses on a new threat, the next-gen mech. The gals must band together with two games journalists to defeat it while still jockeying for popularity, called shares in universe. If this all sounds like a confusing and unnecessarily convoluted way of telling a story about console competition, well, that's because it is. It's also a large chunk of the charm of the Neptunia games, the rest being the characters' personalities and interactions/conflicts that they have with one another. I originally played Mega Dimension Neptunia V2 because I was desperate for a turn-based RPG. When I played that game, I found the apparent main character, Neptunia, or Nep for short, incredibly annoying. While she never stops being lazy and entitled, you eventually come to love her fourth wall-breaking antics. All of the characters are anime tropes in some way, but it works in the concept of the universe as the games are almost entirely meta-commentary. As you get to know the personalities that really don't grow much throughout the games, you come to feel like you are part of an inside joke. You're part of an inside joke when Noir is chronically lonely, or when Nepgear secretly does everything while Nep goofs off and eats pudding. While the main draw for me of JRPGs generally is the arc of a story and development of deep characters, I find the lack of growth in Neptunia games refreshing. You can pick up any game, especially the side games like this, and feel like you haven't missed a beat. There is so much banter in Neptunia games that you might be forgiven if you think you've bought a visual novel. A lot of this is to save time and resources, as there generally isn't travel in an overworld. There's a map, you select your destination, no random encounters here. So how is the gameplay, you might ask? Honestly, I thought it was pretty damn fun when I first played it, especially as it started life in the States as a handheld game. I was pretty impressed. It wasn't until more recently that I played Samurai Warriors 5 and learned how far the hack and slash gameplay has evolved. Calling the gameplay unevolved might give you the impression that I don't enjoy Neptunia U, but that actually is not the case at all. Every Nep game I have played has felt basic, but in a warm and comfortable way, like watching old episodes of Frasier, or whatever young people do today. I just may have stumbled upon the best way to describe the game and why I recommend it. It's the video game equivalent of a sitcom. If Nier is Breaking Bad and Final Fantasy is The Simpsons, then that probably makes Neptunia closer to South Park. And I love me some damn South Park. Now, I had mentioned earlier that we're going to try something new on the channel starting today. I have a friend, and upon watching a lot of my videos, he mentions how eclectic my tastes are. Personally, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I mean, turn-based fantasy strategy RPGs, Warhammer 40k, and co-op horde shooters all seem like normal interests for a single person to me. Regardless, I will mention a few games that I think you'll like if you like the focus of the video. And I don't mean in a Steam recommended, you like Madden 21, you might like Madden 22 or 20 kind of a way. I'm going to try to stray a little bit outside of the obvious. Now, with that in mind, I think the obvious choice right off the bat for today is Samurai Warriors 5. It's a soft reboot of the series, so it's absolutely a great place to start, and I adore the new art direction that they've taken. I've only played a few stages, but time willing I might play a little more, and maybe I'll even write and record a video. Now, switching gears, if you'd like to trade your knee socks and candy striped sword for a cowboy hat and demonic motorcycle, I actually really enjoyed Devil May Cry 5. It looks amazing on PC, and we don't censor butt cracks here. Sorry, Sony friends. And finally, maybe the Senran Kagura games that I said. But like I mentioned before, I have no idea about them. But if I did know, I'd say maybe start with Burst Renewal. It's the most recent and also chronologically the first, as it's a remake. But until next time, I have been Septimus with the Grim Alliance, and you have all been an amazing audience. I thank you.